Guys, welcome to another video, and today is the big one, guys. Paper 1, question 5, and we are now 4 days out of your exam. Now, let's not waste time, guys. Let's get straight into it. For this video, guys, I'm gonna try to give you everything that you need for your exam on Wednesday. First things first, guys. This is the question that you do first. Question 5. It does not make sense leaving the most important question to last. When you're tired, maybe the time's running out, you want to get the most important question done first and out of the way. So please do question 5 first. Now let's go over question 5, guys. Let's go over some basics. So that paper 1 question 5, it is a 40-mark question. Guys, a 40-mark question, and you have 45 minutes to write up your response. Now, when it comes to 40 marks, guys, you are marked out of 24 for your content, and this is what you are writing about. And you are marked out of 16, guys, for your language, and this is how you are writing your story. Now, what does question 5 actually mark you on? Guys, there are 4 or 5 key things that we have to be aware of. The first thing that question 5 marks you on is your writing compelling? What this means is they are checking to see if your writing is interesting. The second thing that you're marked upon is, have you used a range of language devices in your response? Now, if you don't know language devices, don't worry, guys. I will give you everything you need for your question 5 when we get there. Then you must also use a range of punctuation. And this is more than just using commas and full stops. We must use exclamation mark, question mark, brackets, and so on. Next, guys, in our response, guys, we must also use ambitious vocabulary. Guys, in our response, in our story, we must also use ambitious vocabulary, and we must also use structural features. These are the 5 that I care about, guys. These are the 5 that I care about. Now, why do I care about these 5 more than anything else? Guys, the answer is pretty simple. These are the 5 that we control. These are the 5 that we can manipulate. So, number 1, it has to be interesting. Number 2, it must have a range of language devices, 10 to be specific. A range of punctuation, 5 to be specific. A range of ambitious vocabulary, 10 to be specific. And then it must include structural features. And I will go over that when we get there. That's everything you need to know for question 5 when it comes to the bones of how the question is built. But most importantly, guys, question 5 is not a creative writing task. It is a GCSE exam. Why do I make that distinction? Because students in year 5, in year 6, in year 7, in year 8, in year 9, in year 10 can write lovely stories. They enter all these creative writing competitions and they win all these awards and all these vouchers for Amazon. Everyone can do creative writing. This is not a creative writing exam. It is a GCSE exam. And because it's a GCSE exam, there's a set criteria you have to hit. So don't get lost in writing a Harry Potter book. You need this stuff inside your exam. You need to be like a robot. Okay, is it compelling? Have I got language devices? Have I got vocabulary? Have I got punctuation? Have I got structure? Tick, 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 tick. Guys, I always use the example of one of my 11s, I think 3 years ago now. In Christmas, for her mock exam, I gave her a grade 4 for her GCSE paper. Because her question 5, she wrote a paragraph, and question 1, 2, 3, 4, she skimmed a lot of the questions. Between January and probably end of April, I always said to her, just write like a robot. And as an English teacher, that was a bit strange because I was almost putting a ceiling on her creativity. But I kept saying to her, please just write like a robot. And when she asked me, sir, what do you mean? And I taught her, just every paragraph, I want to see this, 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 this. So for question 2, 3, 4, I said to her, I need pretzel on repeat. And for question 5, I said to her, every paragraph you do, I need 2 language devices, 1 punctuation, 2 vocabulary. Repeat, 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 repeat. Now guys, I promise this is no cap, this is no lying. I can't be said that. But guys, this is no lie. I promise for her GCSEs, guys, she got a grade 9. And when we asked AQA to send back her paper, just so I can have a look at how she did, nothing amazing. Her story wasn't the most adventurous and the most creative idea, but she did what I said. She wrote like a robot. She made it so the exam board had no way of not giving her the marks, because every paragraph she ticked off the mark scheme. And this is why I always say, guys, question 5, we are not here to write a story. We are here to do a GCSE exam that has a mark scheme and is marked by an examiner. And this is everything that our story needs. Now, let's now plan and put together a response for question number 5. Now, you all know, well, for those of you who've been watching me for a while, you all know the story that I preach. And I'm gonna plan that story on the board for you very, very quickly. Now, AQA guys, they've said that question 5 should be no more than 2 to 3 sides of writing. And I agree, guys, your story should be no more than 2 to 3 sides of writing. So, altogether, we are aiming for 7 paragraphs. Guys, altogether, we are aiming for 7 paragraphs. Now, how will that work? This will be paragraph 1, and then between paragraph 1 and paragraph 2, actually wait, look, guys, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4, and paragraph 5. There's my 5 paragraphs all set out across the board. Now, between paragraph 1 and paragraph 2, I will insert a 1-line paragraph. And between paragraph 3 and paragraph 4, I will insert another 1-line paragraph, taking my total to 7 paragraphs. Now, the reason I do that is because I want to get the mark for a range of paragraph lengths. Now, let's go over my story. My story, guys, has not changed. My story has not changed. It begins with the priest waking up, and this priest is in the afterlife, and our priest is slightly arrogant, and he believes that because he's been a priest his whole life, he believes that heaven is promised to him, and therefore in this paragraph he begins his walk to heaven. Guys, I keep checking behind the camera because I want to make sure the shot is not cut off. So guys, he begins his walk to heaven. That is our lovely priest starting his journey. Then we move on to paragraph number 2. And the only thing that I do, guys, in paragraph number 2 is I describe the walk. And in this walk, I will focus on animals. And in this walk, I will focus on the weather. And everything has to be amazing. Everything has to be absolutely beautiful. Everything has to be superb in this walk. Then, guys, I move on to paragraph 3. And what happens here, guys? In paragraph 3, guys, the priest, he arrives at the gates of heaven. So, guys, the priest, he arrives at the gates of heaven. And unfortunately, everything is locked. The windows are shut. The bar is shut. The door, he's trying to open it. The gate, he's trying to open it. And he can't get in. Everything is closed. Everything is shut. And then he sees like a figure wearing a black cloak. And the figure asks him to scan his fingerprint. And when he scans his fingerprint, he gets a message saying access denied. And he realizes that God has sent him to hell. Guys, he realizes God has sent him to hell. And then we move on to paragraph number 5. And paragraph number 4. And paragraph number 4 juxtaposes paragraph number 2. In paragraph 4, I do the same thing. I describe the walk. And I focus on the animals as I did in paragraph 2. And I focus on the weather. But whereas in over here, guys, everything is amazing. Over here, everything is now disgusting. This walk is the worst walk of his life. He cannot handle this walk, guys. He cannot take this. This walk is absolutely terrifying and terrible. And he's shaking and he's trembling. And by paragraph 5, guys, he can feel the heat of the hellfire. And he arrives at the gates of hell. Guys, he arrives at the gates of hell. And then I end my story in one of two ways. Either the gates of hell open. So guys, either the gates of hell open and there awaits fire and punishment and torture. Or the gates of hell open and really heaven is on the other side. It just depends how I want to do it. Now, that's the content of my paragraph complete. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to give you guys the language that you would need. So earlier I said, guys, every paragraph must have 2 language devices. So paragraph 1, guys, I will use a simile, and paragraph 1 I will also use personification. If you don't know what they are, go and watch my video, guys, on language devices. Paragraph 2 let's use sibilance, and let's use oxymoron. Paragraph 3, guys, I will use a rhetorical question, and I will use onomatopoeia. Paragraph 4, have I got a metaphor yet? Nope, I'll go for a metaphor, guys. Paragraph 4, I will go for a metaphor, and I will go for a juxtaposition, because paragraph 4 will juxtapose paragraph number 2. And finally, guys, I'll go for symbolism. I will symbolize how the fire of hell symbolizes punishment and torture. And let's end it, guys, with a hyperbole. Okay, that is the language element of my paragraph complete. Next, I need punctuation. Every paragraph must have punctuation. So in paragraph 1, I will use brackets. Paragraph 2, I will use exclamation mark. Paragraph 3, I will use a semicolon, which is used to replace the word and. Paragraph 4, I will use a colon, which is used to replace because. And in paragraph 5, guys, in paragraph 5, I will use dialogue. I will have the priest talking either to himself or some other character around it. Then I need my vocabulary, guys. Then I need my vocabulary. And those of you aiming for a grade 9, your vocabulary is super important. Paragraph 1, guys, I will use heinous, which means bad, and I will use jubilant, which means happy. Paragraph 2, guys, I will use serene, which means peace and calm, and I will use the word morose, which means sad. Paragraph 3, guys, I will use the word indignant, which means angry, and I will use the word, let's go for the word befuddled, which means he's confused. Paragraph 4, guys, paragraph 4, I will use the word gargantuan, which means massive, and I will use the word macabre. Paragraph 5, guys, I will use the word lackadaisical, and I will use the word minuscule. And there you have it, guys. How long did that take me? Maybe 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more. That is a complete plan for question 5 on the board. If you follow my plan, I promise you guys, you will do really well. Not because the story is amazing, but it's because the content plus the language will give us a lovely mark. So there's my content. Every paragraph has 2 language devices. Every paragraph has 1 piece of punctuation. Every paragraph has 2 ambitious words. In between paragraph 1 and 2, short paragraph. In between paragraph 3 and 4, short paragraph. Then I will have dialogue, and this is my entire story done. Now, there's a few things I want to address. I've always said, guys, learn your question 5 off by heart and apply it to lots of different questions. And I get loads of students, guys, trying to catch me out. It's like, write a story about my dad eating chicken and chips. It ain't gonna happen. Guys, your question fives will never ever be specific. Question fives are always generic. And it takes a little bit of common sense to tweak your response to fit your question five. For example, let's go for a few. I've done it before, but I'll do it again. Write a story about a time you felt lonely. When God abandons him, he felt lonely. Write a story about the happiest day of your life. The gates of hell open up and heaven is on the other side. Write a story about feeling abandoned. He can't believe that God has abandoned him. Now, let's say they give you a picture. I would argue you can even apply this story to any picture. Let's say they give you a picture and they say to you, write a story suggested by this picture. So one of the examples is of that girl holding the snow globe. Maybe the girl shakes the snow globe and the priest wakes up because it's the life inside the snow globe. You don't have to write about that particular snow globe. It says write a story suggested by the picture. I think last year there was the gates. The gates fit perfectly. Those are the gates of hell. Guys, this story can be tweaked to lots of different questions. My advice to all my year 11s, to those of you who I teach regularly, I always say to you guys, learn it off by heart. Write it out, tweak it, do what you gotta do. On the day of your exam, go straight to the back to question 5 and write out your response. Now, guys, I've also written out the first paragraph and I wanna show you guys the first paragraph of my story. After what felt like an eternity. Now guys, don't forget, in my first paragraph, my priest wakes up. After what felt like an eternity, I peeled my eyes open. I like the vocabulary used by myself and could not comprehend the world around me. However, before I could digest my surroundings, I like that as well. Again, well done. A damp, cool yet comfortable sensation traveled across my body. Looking down, I saw my favorite Sunday suit. Now, why did I include the fact that I saw my favorite Sunday suit? Because I'm telling the reader, I'm giving the reader clues that I'm a priest without telling the reader directly that guess what, mate, I'm a priest. I'm using show, not tell. The suit had been my companion for the past 30 years. That's my personification, and the past 30 years highlights how I've been a servant of God for a long time, whilst I carry out the work for my Lord from the pulpit every Sunday. Now guys, I'm giving you guys more clues that I'm a priest, but still I haven't said I'm a priest. I have been a true servant of God. Now guys, why did I speak like that? Because I want my priest to come across a little bit arrogant. I want him to be a little bit kind of full of himself, because when God sends him to hell, I have a reason. Where am I? Even though I lay in a pit of mud, my heart felt jubilant. Good vocabulary. I felt at home in its utmost unusual place. Now I'm using juxtaposition, that the priest felt home in the mud. Rising from the mud, I saw a gravestone that read my name, and to the right I saw two signs, one pointing towards heaven, the other pointing to the abhorrent place I had been warning my people about for many years. It pointed towards hell. I knew which way I needed to go. My legs, my arms, my mind, and my soul knew the direction towards home. Heaven is where I belonged. Then here's my paragraph of one line long where I've used my simile. The walk felt as natural as a newborn baby entering the arms of its mother. That is paragraph 1 complete. So guys, here we have paragraph 1 complete. Then we have our one line paragraph complete. And here I now begin paragraph 2. And guys, that is exactly what you need to do in your exam. I've just done, if I was ticking off my work, guys, what you've just seen me do is this, and this. I've now done that first part. All you got to do, guys, is repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. So that brings me to the end, guys, because I don't want to waffle, because I don't like videos where teachers just talk for the sake of talking. But that is question 5, guys, in a nutshell. Please, I can only implore, guys. Also, guys, before I finish, it's not plagiarism if you use my plot. It's plagiarism if you copy that paragraph, because that's an actual piece of writing. This is just an idea. If somebody writes a story using this plot, it's not plagiarism, because you've used your own style. All of you write differently and all of you build it differently. But yes, don't use the paragraph that I just shared, because if you use that paragraph, then yes, guys, 1 gazillion% you will get in trouble for plagiarism. But feel free, guys, to use this plot. tweak it where you see fit, and use it in your exam. And that is paper 1, question 5. Guys, genuinely speaking, honestly, yes, we will have one more video before paper 1, and that will be the 2-hour live stream that we do on Tuesday 5 p.m. But guys, genuinely, for those of you who've been watching me for the past few years or past few months, few weeks, or maybe this is your first video, guys, genuinely thank you for the support, and I hope these videos have benefited you. Guys, paper 1, question 1 and question 2, watch that video. Question 3, 4, 5, watch these videos. And at this point, guys, it's Friday, it's the end of the week, and your GCSEs start on Monday. Get your mind right, and between now and Wednesday, after watching these videos, the first thing you should do is, if, for example, I said to you guys, if you don't know language devices, go and watch that video. Go and watch all those videos, learn your content, but then start doing some past papers. Try to write this story in 45 minutes. Try to answer question 1, 2, 3, 4 in 45 minutes. Practice what I've just taught you. And hopefully, guys, when you walk into your exam on Wednesday, you will feel confident because you know what to do. You know, question 1, I need to pick out 4 things. You know, question 2, 2 pretzel paragraphs. Question 3, 2 pretzel paragraphs. Question 4, 3 pretzel paragraphs. Question 5, I'm writing a story, 2 to 3 sides. It's about the priest. Paragraph 1, I must use this. Paragraph 2, this. Paragraph 3, 4, 5, and you're done. But remember, guys, question 5 first, then 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it, guys. It has been a pleasure. After the live stream and after your exam on Wednesday, the content after that, guys, will be purely for English literature for paper 1. Once we've done paper 1, then we'll shift the focus to paper 2, English language, and paper 2, English literature. Guys, thank you for your support. It's been Mr. Everything English. Peace.